Listen to them crackle. Fire officials say this dry brush right here is what caused this unusual August brush fire. It says, I totally disagree with everything you just said. I don't know if the Republican candidates will actually feel that way. A woman was vacuuming her car right here when two masked men walked up with knives and demanded money. The whole incident was caught on that little surveillance camera right there. Gosh, don't you know it's just so cold after that? It's not exactly a warm day. You have a lot of really nice landscaping like this. Sometimes it's not so nice. It might be overgrown and hard for drivers to see around. But according to the fire department, one like this could slow their fire response times down by as much as 15 seconds. Bradshaw Beach here in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. This is where Frank D'Alessandro was said to have been last seen. If you will, Vincent, show him those 4 chairs over there. Lois, deputies are still at that Bank of America building out there. Not long ago, they say a man with a gun walked in there, demanded money from tellers. Then sheriff deputies say the man ran down this road right here and disappeared into this brushy area. Hydrogen sulfide is a really stinky substance that comes out in the dewatering process. Now, this is how dewatering happens. This big pump right here extracts water out of the ground using these tiny tubes. And when the water comes out of the ground, so does that hydrogen sulfide. And some people here on Marco Island say it's really starting to make them sick after they find what they say was a material similar in nature to that of bomb-making material. One of the reasons they decided against going with the banyans is because the root system is so shallow. Underneath right here is only about 10 or 15 inches worth of roots. And with a big canopy like this, a big wind comes and just topples it right back over. Chris, back to you. City officials say people come in here, smear human waste all over the walls. They graffiti up the doors. Chris, the work on John Schroeder's 2 vehicles still isn't finished, but he says he's just happy to have them back so he can move forward and find someone who will fix them. John Schroeder finally picked up his disassembled Dodge. More than 2 months ago, Schroeder says he dropped off this van and another Ford pickup at the First Assembly Church's repair shop where he expected they would be fixed in a timely fashion.
How far behind were they?
Months.
Schroeder says a few weeks into the process, he asked the people who work in the church-run body shop on the Lord's Way near Collier Boulevard how long it would be before he gets his vehicles back. Schroeder says rather than getting answers, he got attitude.
I was told to get the car off my property or I'll have you arrested.
For his next step,
and I know that you people help people in it.
Schroeder called Wink News, and this is what happened when we tried to get answers.
Wink News, how are you?
I'm Dave Mallory, the pastor.
Okay.
Shut this off. Just shut it off. Come on, guy.
Hey, please don't touch the camera.
Me.
Please don't touch the camera.
I'll touch you. And
please don't touch the camera. Is this the way a religious man acts?
This is the way a television program acts? Come on.
For the next minute and 26 seconds, we tried to get Pastor Dave Mallory to give us the church's side of the story with no success. All we got was asked to leave.
We'll have them arrested for trespassing.
Well, if you want to leave, we can leave. Not long after this, Pastor Mallory followed us to the news truck, and we left church property. And just as we were leaving, John Schroeder showed up. Okay. Schroeder says, thanks to Wink News, he got his money and both vehicles he was having fixed back from the First Assembly Ministry Church.
I got my money back. I'm happy. The man treated me as a gentleman. The final pastor did.
We tried contacting Pastor David Mallory once again for on-camera comment. He declined, though he did threaten to sue us. Live in the Collier County newsroom tonight, I'm Dustin Chase, Wink News. In true style, CNN teamed up with YouTube, hoping to stamp out what 8 Republican candidates really stand for.
The issues that we're focusing on are really Republican issues which play a big role in the Republican Party.
CNN's Anderson Cooper says to expect heavy drama during the debate. Cooper expects questions submitted on YouTube to be relevant to us in Southwest Florida.
The border and taxes.
Collier County man Mike Friedman wants to see a 10-step tax system and tighter border security.
We have a strong Mexican population in Collier County and Lee County as well.
Outside the debate hall, we caught Republican candidates Rudy Giuliani and Mitt Romney coming to check out the stage. They had to drive right by supporters of their opponents and some protesters who say they've been planted here for days now because they have nothing else to do and nowhere else to go.
There's not jobs, and the minimum wage is not enough to survive on.
Now, homelessness, the economy, they're all supposed to be questions here at tonight's debate. There are 5,000 questions in all submitted. More than 40 will be picked out for the debate tonight. It starts at 8 o'clock. We'll be here live in the spin room starting on Wink News at 10 o'clock and then again at Wink News at 11. You can trust us for continuing coverage of presidential politics. A brisk breeze Saturday shuffles clouds south in Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
It's not real, it's horrible, really.
And seemingly also heading south is hope for finding missing Fort Myers businessman Frank D'Alessandro.
We have one detective committed to the case who's basically been working on it around the clock.
But so far, nothing. According to Point Pleasant Police Chief DiPolo, detectives aren't focusing on D'Alessandro's legal dealings in Florida.
But it definitely adds a twist to it.
Taking a look inside the house he rented, D'Alessandro's eyeglasses still eerily on top of a Boat Trader magazine. Binoculars are perched on the kitchen bar, and a pair of flip-flops point to the ocean where D'Alessandro may have met his fate.
I don't know, it raises a lot of doubts in my mind.
And at the annual seafood festival, a multi-millionaire missing after a late-night kayak ride is the topic of conversation.
I don't think he's out there. That was just a put-up job.
He found his kayak and his life vest, but not him.
So unless waves wash up more clues or a tipster comes forward, what happened to Frank D'Alessandro may never be known.
It's a mystery, it certainly is.
Chris, US 41 southbound, FHP just reopening it after a nearly 7-hour investigation into how a Collier County Sheriff deputy was seriously injured in a police pursuit. Emergency workers race an injured Collier County Sheriff deputy to a waiting helicopter. The deputy is airlifted to Lee Memorial Medical Center after a speedy driver slams into him.
Basically, we had a vehicle pursuit that started in Golden Gate on 951.
Witnesses say
it happened so fast.
Carol LeMay's car was hit by flying debris.
The car behind me pulls around me, hits the dirt. I thought his car started to disintegrate. Things were coming off of it.
Sheriff deputies called for help. The injured deputy had laid out tire deflating devices on the road and was anxiously awaiting a takedown. But instead, a catastrophe happened on Collier Boulevard.
He avoided the stop sticks and at that point, around that area, struck and seriously injured a deputy.
The chase continued from Collier Boulevard to US 41. Police pursued the man until they were forced to ram him with a sport utility vehicle. A long chase that ended with a deputy down and a reckless driver tased and taken into police custody after trying to flee on foot.
Anybody driving on 41 would have, been shocked.
Saying it's been a crazy day for them. This man, Jesus Moreno, 21 of Naples, has a laundry list of charges levied against him. We know that Corporal Bill Shigoda, he's 41 years old, 21-year veteran police officer of the Collier County Sheriff's Office. Right now, he is currently being treated at Lee Memorial Medical Center.